The Dallas Cowboys fell to the San Francisco 49ers 23-17 on Sunday, and there will be takes. Joining me now from Locked On Cowboys, it's Landon McCool. Landon, this is a game that the Cowboys were favored coming in, although there was a lot of money on the 49ers side in a game that people really liked the matchup for San Francisco. And yet the Cowboys were not able to get it done. What was the driving factor that went wrong in this game for Dallas?
I mean, continued disjointedness, if that's a word, sloppiness, it certainly is a word on offense. I think everybody expected that the defense would probably struggle early because Shanahan is just so incredible at his game scripts and the mismatch of the run game versus the Cowboys run defense. But I think the idea was that eventually they would settle into a groove and be able to get some stops, and they did. But the offense was given many opportunities to and sometimes by Shanahan himself, given many opportunities to kind of pull this game out and late in the game, and they couldn't pull it off. And I think it kind of was endemic of a lot of what we saw over, frankly, the last month and a half of the Cowboys offense. Just not looking in sync, not able to get the ball to their playmakers, not able to get it done when it was against a difficult opponent, and it was time to get it done.
There are, I think, two figures who loom over all of this, and they loom under the guy who, of course, makes all the calls, right? That's Jerry Jones. But Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore, they're going to be the topic of a lot of conversations coming up here. Mike McCarthy already has the should the Cowboys move on narrative going, and Kellen Moore was a hot coaching candidate. Suddenly could have, heels cooled on that one. Who ultimately is most responsible for all of this? And what do you think the future of those guys will be this offseason?
Well, I mean, honestly, I've heard the same rumors that you have as Mike McCarthy's job may be not as safe as everyone assumes if he lost this game, and especially in a manner that they did lose the game. But I mean, that all kind of was under the premise of the fact that they were going to turn around and hand it to Kellen Moore because they didn't want to lose him. But frankly, after watching this game, and obviously pretty raw still from watching the game, you can have them both if you want. I mean, if this is how they're going to call the football game, they're not going to make any kind of adjustments. There was frankly a lack of urgency in the offensive play calling this in a playoff game in which you're favored to win, and that your defense is going to struggle to run the football. They should have been attacking San Francisco's weak secondary much earlier than they did. They should have been playing with much quicker pace than they did, and I think a lot of people pointed that out, all throughout the week. And it for a team that talked about having game-specific game plans, it just felt like they rolled out the same kind of generic game plan that they've been rolling out for the last, seemingly a month and a half. So it's frustrating to watch, and I'll be interested to see exactly what the results of this game are and how the coaching staff looks coming season.
Quickly here, the final play of the game, which the Cowboys apparently did not think would be the final play of the game. What is going through your head as you're watching what is unfolding there?
I can't believe that the ump was going to interfere with the snap a second time in the game. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but earlier in the game, they got a delay game where, the ump was just holding on to the ball for I was watching the clock tick down. This time he decided, I guess, to tackle Dak on his way to going to set the ball. I sat there and watched it with my mouth agape that they decided to just allow that to be the end of the game, despite the fact that the refs kind of clearly had influence over at least allowing 1 second to be left on the clock. Not that the Cowboys necessarily had a chance. They didn't show any kind of real chance of ultimately scoring that touchdown. But they had the opportunity in 1 second, one play may have made the difference. We don't know, but it was just a very ultimately deflating way to end the football season, to say the very least.